You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumping where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, Big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever.
We need to play that way, but there's got to be a poise about us in transition. There were some costly turnovers, just careless turnovers that I'll go back and watch the film, but just some costly turnovers in transition. We got to be more poised in those moments. There's a balance between playing fast, frenetic, and poised. We got to find that balance. We can't give up on not playing fast. Say we're just going to slow this down. We got to be opportunistic there. You get a stop, you get a steal, you got to go convert. But we can't go turn it over and send it back the other way. You know, we get the game down to 4 right into the second. Couple of costly turnovers. They go down layup. You know, those are costly. They were shooting it well enough. They didn't need the extra help, you know, on the turnover stuff. So, and you know, they made a ton of shots there in the first quarter. But I thought we battled back. Second quarter, we held them to 17. Had some momentum there. I think it was an 8-0 run. I think they were at 9 points for the quarter, you know, so there was some momentum there. Third quarter, 24. We only lost the quarter by 2, but some costly turnovers again. So that's on me. We got to execute. We got to be better in those situations and grow from this.
You talked to him about just how difficult it is to prepare for that offense.
Yeah.
And then you add on Moses Moody catching fire there in the first quarter. How much of that was just kind of confusion on defense or lack of communication? What did you kind of see?
It was probably a little bit of both. He got hot. He knocked him down. We were trying to make him a driver on all those. Like he should have gotten 0 threes tonight. That was the goal with Moody. Unfortunately, we didn't execute that, you know. So a little bit of coverage breakdown, urgency, awareness to get to him. We've got a lot of work to do on the three-point line. Now, they expose you. This is what they do. You know, they make you feel like, you know, you're playing a little bit of peewee ball out there at times. They can do that to you. They're an excellent team. And it doesn't get any easier tomorrow night. Another juggernaut coming in. So we got to stay poised and limit those opportunities for shooters like that.
And Derek Queen gets his first career start tonight. I guess what did you kind of see from him when he was out there?
Yeah, I thought, you know, I'll go back and watch the minutes, but, you know, we were asking a lot of him in that defensive coverage tonight. It's, you know, this is a unique team where you got to be up in the pick and roll and you got to trap and get back and rotate, make plays at the rim, rebound, run against them. There's a lot to this game, and tomorrow that's going to be the same thing. But I thought he executed. He stayed in the game. I got to watch the game to you know, to give you a little bit more. But he's, you know, he's a talented young man, and we need his scoring. We need his playmaking. I think we were so sped up that we probably didn't utilize him enough in the half court offensively. So we'll look at that again tomorrow.
You've been here for a few years, but this being your first game as the head coach, were there things that you noticed in this season that, like, okay, this is something that is more urgent that we need to change?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things. Not letting one play become 2, 3, 4. We got to keep our heads up, our spirits up. That's the real challenge for this team right now. Can we move on from one play to the next? Can we not let one bad turnover, one bad play turn into 3 or 4 heads down, dry possessions? We all know the best teams in this league are able to move on from possession to possession, go execute. Steph Curry's going to hit threes. Moody's going to hit threes. What do we do in the next possession? Can we have poise? We're playing 2 rookies right now, right? This is a very young roster that we're putting out there right now. When you're talking about the starting point guard and the starting center being rookies, that's our room for growth. Can we do that? The vets have to help us in that area. And it's more of a resilient spirit that you can go from a bad possession and go create and be good on the next possession. And then we got to take care of the careless turnovers. I think I just feel that, like, there's no play. You just got to, in the heat of the battle, go make plays. It's something that I felt there tonight that we got to clean up.
I know this isn't the result that you wanted, but you mentioned yesterday that 30 of these in the NBA. So to be back in the seat tonight, just what did it feel like?
Yeah, it's a special opportunity to be out there with these guys, fighting, competing. I don't take that for granted. And, the blood was flowing, the energy was high. I felt like I just played a game. As I always tell people, being a head coach at probably any level, but especially at this level, it's as close to playing that I have ever experienced. I haven't played in many years, just so you know. I don't know, the last time I, played in a real game was 25 years ago, but this is the closest thing. You feel alive out there, and these guys are great. We got a lot of work to do, but that's the beauty in this job. Like, you come back to work and you go at it again the next day. And I would, there's no other place I'd rather be. I'm in the arena, man, fighting, scrapping, clawing. So it's a good experience to be out there.
While we're talking about the rookies a little bit, it seemed like Fears was going through some growing pains early on in the game. You take him out for a minute, talk to him, send him back out. He's talking to Jose out there. What did you see from him, trying to grow and understand your offense?
It's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of decision making out there for the young fella and me. We're both going through it, like trying to figure, him out, and you got to give him a little bit of rope to go play and experience it, and then help him, call stuff for him, let him go. This is just going to be, growing pains along the way, and he's going to have success, and he's going to have some tough nights and tough plays, and he's got to bounce back from that. But he's a tough kid. He's a resilient kid. He's a confident kid. He absorbs information, which I love. When you're talking to him, he absorbs information. Guys I've coached that don't always receive that well in the heat of battle. He does that, and he can execute. So, it's a lot. I mean, you're playing against Steph Curry, and, one of the greatest to ever do it. And you got to go execute and then go back and guard him. There's a lot to that. But I thought he handled himself well tonight. And we just got to keep plugging. He gets another challenge tomorrow.
You were just talking about the young players not letting it kind of snowball. Did you feel or see anything with Fears after he had that turnover right at the end of the half?
Yeah, I mean, he's hard on himself just like anybody. He felt it. It's a 4-point game, and they go on an 8-0 run with a couple turnovers, and you feel the weight of that. As a competitor, as he is, he feels responsibility. I walked the tunnel with him, and he was extremely frustrated. The challenge is, okay, let that go. Let's come out in the third quarter. That's behind us. Let's move forward. If you watch a Steph Curry film, he's not worried about the last play. He's on to the next one. He's been doing this for how many years, and he's had success doing it. So that's the goal, is to get the mindset there. We're going to make mistakes, but move on to the next play and don't let it become 2 or 3.
There was a big differential on the 3-point line tonight. Obviously, sometimes teams are going to get hot and they'll make a lot of shots, but what do you see in terms of making up just the attempt differential? Just didn't crack 30 tonight. I know previously it's been one of the team goals to get more quality looks up. Just what can be done to help, I guess, achieve some of those goals?
Yeah, it's gonna come out of the form of, we need more in our transition game. We got to find a couple more there in transition, just like they're doing. We got to find more there in transition. Our drive kick game's got to be better. And I think a lot of that is, get downhill, share it a little bit more, kick it a little bit more. You need rim pressure. And our cheat code to that was not playing tonight, Their cheat code to that play tonight. And he creates gravity for their entire offense. When he was out of the game tonight, as you were watching the game, it was a different offense. Like it's not a coincidence. It's just the reality of this game. So getting Z back's going to help shrink the floor, put 2 on the ball so we can kick out and play some more. Until then, we got to generate them, in transition and then driving kick game. Obviously, they got hot. They got hot from 3. We could have been better there, but I think it's going to come in that form of a driving kick, a transition, and then a little bit of Z's gravity. We want to get to 40. That's the goal.
There were moments in I guess, more so the second quarter and later on in the game. You guys find some success with Queen as a hub, with cutters and some excitement and stuff. What are you guys hoping to lean more and more into that as he grows comfortable and sees valuable game like droughts and stuff?
Yeah, he's definitely a hub. He's definitely a hub that we want to play through. So for me, it's finding this balance of playing fast, aggressive, which we want to do, and then playing this sort of half-court game through Queen a little bit, right? We're trying to find this balance. Fears wants to play fast, get downhill. That's his strength, especially when you put some speed around him. Murphy's trying to play fast. I thought, as I go back and watch, I think we're going to see a lot of pace to our game. We were trying to play extremely fast, sometimes frenetic at times, and then balancing that with playing through Queen in the half court. That's where we want to get to. And obviously Z can do both. He can play transition and a hub. So the beauty is we have these 2 hubs that we got to figure out and play together.
Do you have any past teams, historical teams that you kind of look at as a reference where they've had success in balancing that half court but also playing fast? Type of style that you're talking about?
Yeah, I think Denver's a nice comp. The Joker early on was not a high-paced, if I remember correctly, and I'd have to go back, my memory is he was not a high-paced transition type player when he got in this league. They may have just probably outran him and played, beyond him. He has picked up his pace. Like he plays with them in transition. And I think Queen can do this off the bounce. He rebounds it. He brings it off the break. He kicks it ahead. There's some similarities there. I think getting him to play with more pace, similar to like the Joker has done, with those pieces around him. And then in the half court, he still continues to be utilized. And that's my job, is to utilize him more in the half court while still figuring out how do we play fast with pace. But I think that's probably the closest thing is a Denver type. And they're playing extremely fast right now. Nothing yet. No. I'll find out more about where he's at, but I think we're close on him. Whether it's next game or the next couple of games, I don't know. It feels like we're close, so I'm hopeful for that. Until then, we got to hold down the fort.
Hey, coach, in the back, you pointed to the second quarter. Excuse me, you pointed to the second quarter earlier. Jose comes off the bench, drops nearly 20 points, but seemed like he was also able to help slow Golden State down as well. He just kind of speaks what he's talking about.
Yeah, I thought he was great. He really turned that game. He comes in. I don't know what the game was, but it was, they were hot. He came and made some big shots, big plays. He did the Jose thing and turned it with his energy. And he's hard on himself. He's kicking himself right now for a couple of those turnovers. But I thought he was great to get us back in that game, made shots, made plays. And we're going to rely on him. I think he's a great, mentor and partner there for Fears. So I was really proud of his effort tonight. Good. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
All right. Shout out to the fam for all things Pelicans. You know, tune into the Pelican post-game report. We up in this thing. Shout out to the fam. Pelicans routed by the Warriors 124-106. We seen Coach Borrego at the podium taking a ton of questions, man. And that's positive. But he had a lot of good insight on some of the things what went wrong. So unused to that, man, just hearing all the regular stuff, but a lot of good explanation by Coach Borrego, fam. And like I said, man, tough matchup against the Golden State Warriors tonight, man. Really tough. A lot to talk about in this episode, but we got a quick turnaround against OKC, and it's gonna take some time, man, to get it all figured out, man. So shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all being in the live. Y'all do me a service by hitting the like button, man, and the sub button. If you're listening via X, give us a retweet. Retweet this thing. PPR in the building. Recapping this thing. DC, how you doing tonight, brother?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm re-energized, bro.
Okay.
We don't have a Willie Green cloud over our head no more. The energy seems different. The team, they definitely was trying hard tonight, even though they got their ass kicked. But I think it's going. It's gonna take
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
it's gonna take a few more practices, man, for them to be able to kind of get in the groove. It might take a week or so of Borrego being at the helm. There were so many lost opportunities tonight, man. The Pels, it just feels like they had so many drives and they get into the rim and they're just missing layups or missing dunks. They must have threw about 15 alley-oops tonight, man. And they probably completed about 2 of them. You know, it's just a lot of lost opportunities, and you can't give the Warriors 50 goddamn three-point attempts and let them hit 22. So it's, you know, so a rough outing. I do see a lot of things that's like, okay, that's different. Yeah, Bryce McGowan's out there, man. Like what? James Borrego, he threw him out there, and it looked like for defensive purposes, he didn't give you much on offense. But just the way that Borrego was actually trying to make adjustments, or you see things that are different. It didn't always work tonight, but you can definitely see a coach out there coaching. You know what I'm saying? So that's a breath of fresh air. And with Zion, possibly, I think he probably should be back tomorrow. It was a game time decision tonight. So I don't know if they just, you know, probably still doing the back-to-back thing. They don't want him to play on back-to-backs, and maybe they figure it'd be better for him to play tomorrow than tonight. So looking forward to see what this looks like going forward, man, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point on the three-pointers, DC, because, I mean, when a team hit 16 more three-pointers than you, it's not going to be good, bro. It's not going to be good. These people lit the Pelicans up tonight, man. They attempted 56 three-pointers. Let that sink in. 56 three-pointers and hit 24 of them.
Oh, shit. I thought it was 22. So they scored 70-something points on three-pointers.
They hit
That's
24
crazy,
three-pointers and shot 16, made 16 more three-pointers than you did. You had 8 of 29. That explains, you know, that route was just, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy work, man. But yeah, it wasn't good. And then of course, you know, we did see a lot of wide open 3-point shots, bro. That was going on too. That was the main component early on. Even AD, he kind of pinpointed that early on in the game, where, you know, the rotations were late, and you don't give the 3-point ball wide open shot to the Golden State Warriors, man. They just it was just ridiculous. But anyway, let's hit the stats right quick, man. The Pels, 38 of 84, 45% tonight. G State 43 of 94 for 46% tonight. Like I said, the biggest stat, right, to me was the 3-point shooting. They were 24 of 56 for 43%. The Pels just got lit up. 8 of 29 by the Pels for 28%. Pelicans did go to the foul line 29 times, converted 22 of those. Golden State 14 of 17 for 82%. They Golden State 47 to 45 on the rebounds. The assist game, 34 assists by G State versus 22 by Pelicans. 14 to 11 on the steals. The blocks went 5-4. Turnovers, Pelicans had 20 turnovers tonight, with 27 points given up off them versus Golden State's 21 turnovers with 20 points off of them. G State did outpoint the Pelicans on fast break, 21 to 14. Pels did get them in the paint, 56 to 36. And you can see the largest lead they had was, 25 versus the Pelicans 4. Now the Pelicans did fight and shrink the lead, but ultimately just couldn't keep the pedal to the metal, sort of speaking. Kind of really hurt us in the long run outside those terrible 3-point shots that just knocked us to hell. So 20 points was Trey Murphy. He led the day, family. 6 of 13 from the field, 2 of 6 from downtown. He was 6 for 6 from the foul line, had 8 rebounds, 2 assists with 5 turnovers. He also threw in 4 steals as well, and he played 31 minutes in the game. Big minutes by Trey. The next score was 17 from Jeremiah Fierce. He was 7 of 15 from the field, 3 or 4 from the foul line, 5 rebounds, and an assist by him with a block in 25 minutes of action. 11 from Sadiq Bey, 29 minutes from him. He was 4 of 10 from the field, 2 of 5 from downtown. He finished with 7 boards, an assist, and a steal. And of course, Derek Queen got his first start of the season. He played 25 minutes and he had 9 points, 2 of 4 from the field, 5 of 6 from the foul line, 7 boards, 6 assists, and 2 blocks for DQ. And then, of course, Herb Jones in 29 minutes, 6 points, 2 of 7 from the field. He was 0 for 3 from downtown. 3 ball did not fall for Herb tonight. Perfect from the foul line, 2 of 2, 2 steals, 2 rebounds, and an assist from Herb Jones. And then, of course, off the bench, Jose Alvarado stepped in. He had 18 points in 25 minutes, 6 of 12 from the field. He did hit 3 3-pointers and went to the foul line and converted 3 for 3 there. Finished with 8 points, 3 assists. He did have 4 turnovers, which you heard Coach Borrego kind of breaking it down, saying he was kind of beating himself up. But by all intents and purposes, Jose Alvarado had a solid game now for the Pels off the bench, but not really anything else by them. Eves came in and played 25 minutes. It's the first real minutes that we've seen from him in a while. You could tell
defensively, man.
He was all over. At first, DC, he looked lost as 2 left shoes out there. You could tell he was rusty as hell, didn't know what was going on, rotations, still can't catch the ball worth the shit. But Eves is going to work on that. 25 minutes, 8 points, 4 of 8 from the field, 7 boards, 2 assists and a steal by Eves, man. The young man still working on it. And if, like you talked about, Bryce McGowan's got an opportunity to get in that DC. He played 13 minutes, had 8 points. He was 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 4 from the foul line. He did have a rebound and a steal. You know, he did some positive stuff, had the little steal off the picked the pocket of the guy. The guy was trying to pass, and he was able to finish at the other end with the dunk. And then you look at Karlo Mekovic in 20 minutes, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a couple of steals from him. Peavy played 4 minutes, no point production. And Jordan Hawkins in 15 minutes had 5 points on 2 of 6 shooting from the field. He was 1 of 5 from downtown, 4 rebounds and 2 assists from Jordan Hawkins. Kevon Looney did not play in this game. And, of course, we know Zion is still dealing with a strained left hamstring. You heard what Coach Borrego said, that they're anticipating him any day now. So, you know, there it is. And then, of course, on the other side, DC, before I turn it over to you, my brother, Moses Moody, man. He wasn't Moody for us. Moses Moody.
He definitely was Moody. He was mad because he didn't draft him.
Yeah. Moody lit him up, bro. 33 minutes, 32 points, 10 of 16 from the field, 8 of 12 from downtown. He did his Steph Curry impersonation because Steph finished with 9 points. Steph had 49 points in the previous game. He took a break in this game and just kind of cruised and let his teammates take it. And Moody did his Steph Curry impression and just lit the Pelicans completely up. A lot of that in the first quarter of the game, because Steph finished with 9 points in 28 minutes. Draymond, 8 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals for Draymond in 25 minutes. Jimmy Butler had 18, 6 of 8. Efficient night for Jimmy Butler. 18 points, 6 of 8 from the field. He was perfect, 1 for 1 from downtown, and perfect from the foul line, 5 for 5. He finished with a double-double, 18 points and 10 assists. He played 31 minutes of action, 11 off the bench from our former guard, Buddy Hield. In 30 minutes, he had 3 of 6 from downtown for 11 points. And Podzinski had 19 minutes. He hit 3 3-pointers as well in 26 minutes. He had 19 points and 3 assists, 3 boards. So, in pretty much what it was is the Golden State Warriors, man, just came and just literally annihilated the Pelicans with 3-point shooting, among other things, the energy. Defensively, I don't know. The effort was there. It's just defensively. And you heard Antonio Daniels, DC, he was kind of picking at it too. He's like, man, why does Jose keep ending up on the center? The rotations, the communication still needs to be worked on. But like I said, it's a work in progress, man. But it just shows you how far along we have to come with Borrego actually saying what we need to do and what we saying versus what Willie Green been saying. And it's just the Pelicans, they have a road to travel, but it's going to be a bumpy road, no doubt about it, bro. But go ahead, you got the floor.
Yeah, man, definitely. But I mean, the players look like they're willing to play for Borrego. They're going to take his coaching. Based on his track record, I think he can do a great job of installing some high IQ basketball strategy, which we need, man. And I don't know how much of it, I didn't expect them to get blowed out like how they got blowed out, but I still didn't expect them to win this game, especially when I knew Zion wasn't playing. And you had Steph coming off a 49-point game. I don't think anybody could have predicted Steph scoring 9 points. Herb was out there looking like Herb, defensively, damn sure making it tough. And to me, it looked like the defensive strategy, what they was trying to do is just not let Steph beat you, and everybody else did. But I think what we saw tonight, I ain't gonna say it's a flash in the pan. We don't know what this gonna look like, but I do know that Borrego didn't really have much of any time to change the team over to play the way he want them to play. Like you talk about the unintelligent switching with Jose and everything. What can they really do differently if you only got like one practice? You can bring up some stuff, but you can't change the identity of a team in one practice, And then you got to turn around and play. We play Denver tomorrow, right? We got to play Denver.
No, you got OKC tomorrow and
right,
Denver Wednesday.
And then Denver Wednesday, man. It's a long shot to win either of those games. But with Zion back, you always got a shot if he returns. But looking at this tonight, it ain't a whole lot to be encouraged about statistics wise. But what I can say is I like the energy and effort from guys, but like they got to execute, man. You can't just be out there all sloppy. They obviously had a real big emphasis on picking up the pace, and Borrego said, we got to get out and run and not just talk about it. And you can see them attempting to do that, man, but just the execution of it was just horrible. And, Trey trying to do too much. Like the more I see him try to be a facilitator and just break down people and, go 1-on-2 and 3, and it's just, it don't really work. I don't think that's his game, at least right now. I like to see him kind of, do what you're good at, man, and all that extra shit. Just slowly work that in. Fears, obviously, it's a lot to like, but it's almost like I don't feel like we have our point guard. And then you see what Derek Queen does when he gets the ball in his hands, finding people, getting great looks for others. But, he didn't take any shots tonight, and we really needed him to try to score. He only took 4 shots. And I think out of the 4, he made 2. So it's a lot of things that they can correct and fix and get better at. And I just think that's going to be the process, over the next 4 or 5 games. Obviously, you would like them to start winning because we're running out of time. We ain't got a lot of time. Shouldn't be in this position. It's sad that Willie Green just wasn't the coach to start the season. But we here now with James Borrego, man, and gonna see what happens. But as far as this game today, didn't think it would go this way. There's some things you can be encouraged about, few and far between other than team's effort. But and defensively, I thought they did a good job on Steph. And I'm curious to see what it's gonna look like tomorrow, man. Like shit, they got handled like this against the Warriors. I really would like to see them, man, just put up an effort, at least challenge the Thunder. Because if they roll out the same team with no Zion, I don't see how we get a dub.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it's going to work either tomorrow, but I know the Thunder are 13-1. They're 7-1 away. They have literally, they're on a 5-game tear, and they've been just tearing people apart. They've been really whipping on people something fierce, and it's not going to be easy for the Pelicans in this one. That's just the Thunder are the best team I think in the NBA. And they're playing real strong ball, man. So it's not gonna be easy for the Pelicans one way or the other, especially unintelligent play and unintelligent switching, bad communication. not knowing who you're supposed to guard, allowing wide open 3-point shots, being haphazard with the ball. This sort of thing is just it's not going to be easy because the Thunder is just our polar opposites. Lex joins the stream. Lex, how you doing?
What's up with y'all?
Good. All right.
Man,
Okay.
we doing awesome.
Okay. Okay, Lex.
What's up with you? You
Lex
got
sound
anything you like
refreshed.
to say?
She sounds
Actually,
refreshed.
I feel really tired, but hey, look, I need y'all to be my background. Can y'all be my background?
DC, get your guitar with her.
y'all know about Sister Act 2, right?
It's been a minute, Lex, but I definitely know.
Hey, for real, that's like a classic.
I don't know. How about you know anything from
go for
it. Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
DC, you need your guitar.
Goodness, man, get on top of the note. Help, and we need
Come on, man, like Jesus was.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Come on, DC. Oh, happy
day.
On tune, DC. Come on, brother.
Hell's fire.
Oh, shit.
Come on.
I can't do that, Lex. That just made us sound like crap. We just dragging you all down.
You know us melanated people, we know how to do this stuff.
Oh, happy day. Yeah. Oh, happy. Yes. Oh, happy day. What's up, Mary Kay? Oh, happy day.
It don't
Even though we got, but hold on, Lex.
Lex.
I know, but Lex, it's a happy day for the reason why you're saying. But at the same time, you know, it's not too much of a happy night. I mean,
I'm trying to dress a lemon tea over here. I'm trying to warm them up, Lex.
They washed away.
All right now.
But I tell you, man, this is good. Good to hear from you, Lex. Lex sounds happy,
no
man.
Love. 4367 was Anna.
What'd you say?
I said you sound refreshed. Did you get an opportunity to watch the game, the Pelicans against Golden State? Yeah. What you think about tonight's matchup? No, Willie's gone, but Borrego was giving some good game, man.
Yeah, let's talk about that ass whipping.
Let me tell you something. The Warriors gave them a 40-point quarter, which was bad. But one thing that I saw that was very interesting is the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That third quarter, they lost the third quarter by 2 points, which is very good because usually the third quarter is like the worst quarter. But that looks promising. Borrego looked like he was coaching out there. The effort I think was a little bit better. But it's one of those things. I mean, we already know this tune, you all. I mean, it's going to take time, which we already knew that. That's why it was so imperative to get a real coach. So, you could come into the season the right way and not, delay the inevitable. But, I just think Borrego, he needs time with the guys. Is definitely a better option than the other dude. So, I think that's just the biggest thing. Unfortunately, the Pelicans have tough games coming up. Have a lot of, just tough games. It would have been nice to establish something early, like I said, but, like you said, DC, is, we are where we are.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the biggest thing. I wasn't expecting the Pelicans to win tonight. I wasn't. The Warriors have a system. They have a strong identity. Mm-hmm. And to be naive or, just kind of like new coach. So now we're going to just start playing great. That's really not realistic. So Borrego's got some work that he needs to do. I'm really excited on what he does. Really, the whole team, but definitely like how he utilizes Zion, because Zion has not been utilized the correct way. So that'll be really nice to see how that goes. Because that's gonna help the team and just help all the individual players. So yeah, that's what I got out of everything.
Yeah, Borrego talked about playing off of Zion's gravity, Lex. It's amazing how we had Willie Green for 5 years. Did he ever say anything like that?
Nah, he didn't. He didn't talk about no pick and
I
roll.
ain't
I
never
can
heard
tell
it.
you, if you want to hear some, want to know if he said it. I know what he did say. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready
Go
for
ahead, Lex.
Come on.
He said that he wasn't that good of a coach. Y'all remember when he said that?
Oh yeah, I do remember that shit.
He said that. And he said it just like that. I'm really not that good of a coach, and he smirked. He did. That's what he did. Yeah.
Dude was up there
Yeah.
stealing money.
I should have
Said that.
sampled that shit. I should have sampled that.
Yeah, do it for real, because he did say that. Willie knew he wasn't a good coach.
Was that before or after he talked about keeping that money in his pocket?
Both. He did it like 2 different times, but yeah, he did sit there and he was laughing about it and thought it was funny. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know if it's him, being delusional, but really that just goes to show, okay, who hired this dude? And he just now told y'all that he's not even that good of a coach. He said that publicly, out loud in front of cameras. And y'all didn't hear what he said. I'm glad that he knew that, but it's like, why didn't the governor know that? You know what I'm saying? Like, did
she don't hear nothing.
But I'm just saying, like, and he said that even when Griff was here. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't that good of a coach. And it's like that really raises eyebrows when you hear a coach say that, a professional or a coach or someone who is coaching professionally say that I'm not even that good of a coach, and you're a head coach on a professional team. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Even a joke can say that is crazy.
Yeah, but he was being serious. He was being dead serious.
Yeah, he's gone. I was sounding the Undertaker music and all that. I'm glad his ass is gone. But Pelicans Nolax, Q, you have everyone numbers how many games it would take before Willie gets fired. I know mine was 20. Under that would be gone. I remember we did that.
I don't know my numbers.
I don't remember.
I think everybody said 10, and if you technically look at it, he had 10 losses. Really, if he hadn't gotten those 2 wins, that basically just prolonged it. So a lot of people said 10. When we
I know. I think a few of them said before. People said Willie was going to be gone before Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people said that too.
Well, that was around 10. I mean, it went to 12 games. I still feel like really 1 game was too much, to be honest. I mean, preseason, which was a stretch, last season. I mean, come on, Look,
really, he should have been he shouldn't have been the coach last season, for real.
And I know that's what I'm saying. That's why I said last season, like he really needed to go. When I saw when guys were available, were healthy, Zion played 70 games that year, and he still couldn't do nothing with them. I was like, yeah, this is confirmation right here. You are not good at what you do. You have healthy bodies and you still can't win. Dude, you just can't coach, whether guys are sick or not sick, whether guys are, injured or not injured. That was the telltale right there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was just concluded. I mean, you remember what Joe Dumars talked about during his presser, and he said it wasn't the wins and losses is why he didn't get fired. And I'm like, I was kind of looking at him doing that. What you talk about, Willis type of look at him? What you talk about, Willis? No, it's all about wins and losses. But I think Joe was trying to, he wanted to kind of aim it in a different direction. He was talking about, well, we kept losing the same way.
Yeah.
And he said we don't have a sense of identity, and that's something we've been saying for the last several years, man. To be honest with you,
the Z at the end.
Yeah, we've been saying that for a long time
And
about
he come out his first opening coaching press conference
and says and basically say everything we basically said, y'all. He said basically the same thing that the Pelicans when we did the Willie Green James Borrego flash report and talked about the pros and cons of having Borrego. But like you guys know, you heard him in the presser, you heard him in the practice session, interim practice session for the first time when Willie got fired on Saturday afternoon for 20-something odd minutes. People stand up asking him a question. The press conference we just played was 20-something minutes.
To not throw anybody under the bus and roll the hell over Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, it all goes on Willie Green. But but with that being said, that cloud is over. But you can see how undeveloped from a strategy and ID standpoint or IQ standpoint the team is. Like you can see them out there running around attempting to make the effort, but it's like confusion. The effort's there. It's just not all together all the time smart effort. Guys don't always go over the screens. Guys always they don't make the proper communications to kind of make sure they don't get caught in a bad switch. And that's what Antonio Daniels be mentioning. He be sitting there, I know he be getting pissed off. He's like, you don't switch that. And that's what I'm saying. Unintelligent switching is when you switch into a matchup where Jose Alvarado is guarding the other person's center in the post.
Yeah. The switching have to make sense.
It has to be intelligent switching. You just don't say switch everything. No. Don't do that. Don't do it if you can't do it intelligently. Because you'll be serving yourself up on the platter to teams. You can't do that. Like if a guy bumps into you to try to force you to take the switch and it's a bad switch for you, you move that some bitch out the way and you go back to where you're supposed to be and tell him now you stick with him. I mean, you have to be a thinking team. And we're out there. Them guys were running around there giving all our effort, but not all of it was intelligent effort or the effort that would end in the positive result for us. So we have to become smarter there. What I'm seeing on the film, it's different than them not competing. It's just they're running around and they just like when Eves got in there for the first time, Eves was leaving people open. He didn't know where he was going. He almost forgot how to play. He ain't been in there in a while. So, he settled down later on. But at the end of the day, like I'm saying, it's going to take more than just effort. You got to be able to know what you're doing. You got to know the scouting reports. You got to know who your guy is. You got to communicate with your teammates to let them know, no, I got this guy. You stay over there. Or, what I'm saying? No backpedaling when you're supposed to be turning and running down court. Like if you score a bucket, you need to get back fast. So ain't no backpedaling. Ain't no backpedaling, bro. Get your ass down there, turn around and sprint down there. No backpedaling. All that kind of stuff.
So they don't throw the long ball.
Right. That kind of stuff it has to be beating their head, and all this kind of stuff that we see constantly.
Details.
The small details. And plus the fundamental stuff like hitting a high clip from the foul line, being a better offensive rebounding team. When we miss watching. Exactly. Sitting there watching the ball and guys understanding and being intelligent, not just sitting there spectating the game like we are, but actually form a wall around that hoop and block guys out from trying to get their stickbacks. So, I mean, it's those type of little things that we watch happen. And it's going to take a minute for that to work because we just have not been that good in doing this stuff for a while. This is kind of embedded in their DNA and we have to rewrite it. Yeah. So anyway, but go ahead, y'all.
Family got a question. Marley want to know, did Monty Williams go to Willie Green's house and console him after he was fired?
Who cares?
I don't know if he did. He probably called him. He probably Skyped him. He probably Skyped him.
And I thought this was another interesting comment. We can reply on that. My man Stacy says, Trey lost me Friday. He confirmed it today. Move Trey. What y'all think about that?
I would say no. Let's see what you mean. Trey Murphy is who you referring to, Stace?
Only Trey we got on the team.
No, I would not do that.
Can you give a little bit more context?
Even though I seen him talking to Steve Kerr, and Steve Kerr was doing a little too much smiling when he was shaking hands with him. I ain't like that. But I would not move Trey Murphy.
Trey kind of nice.
I'm not moving Trey, fam. I'm not moving Trey. No, sir, on Trey. And because we haven't seen what.
Trey Herb too.
No, we haven't seen. Let's let Borrego work, bro. We let Willie Green screw up and do whatever he did for the
we
last
didn't
4 to
really
5
let
years.
him. We've been talking about wanting
I
to get
know.
rid of him, so
I
Borrego
get it.
could work, but
Right.
everything is just so delayed. Big
I wouldn't
Q,
move him.
you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And I understand what you're saying. Again, this is a new move, and it's like, again, we gotta wait. And supporters have been waiting. We've been waiting very patiently. So I get both things. Trey is playing different to me. He's playing very different. I've noticed a few things that I really don't like. One thing that I've noticed is that he doesn't seem like his numbers, and like when he does have a good game, it's not impactful. There's a difference between putting up numbers and being and they're impactful compared to putting up numbers and it's like, did Trey play today? I don't know if y'all get what I'm talking about, but it's been like that. And the whole goal was to see Trey Murphy flourish in this new role, like being that number 2 guy. Right now, like that's not really clear that he's that guy. Like, it seems like it's between him, Fears, Queen. You know what I'm saying? There's no clear what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, it's just not clear that he's that number 2 guy on the team. And so, because really, I feel like Fears has moments where he's played better than Trey. Same thing with Queen. I mean, we've been hearing all the talks with both of them, like really stepping up and stuff. So, yeah, I was just expecting more from him, like more of an impact, more so than anything. Not so much as his numbers, but because if the impact is there, the numbers are going to be there. So I don't know. I mean, Trey's been kind of weird lately, but it could be because of, the system. There is no system with the Pelicans.
That's my point.
There's
That's
been
my
no
point.
consistency. It's been very inconsistent, or consistently inconsistent. So, that's yet to be seen, but we'll see what Borrego does, because Borrego seems like he has a good idea on what he wants to do. Now that he has full control and he doesn't have to go through someone else to, run offenses or, anything, it'll just be nice to see what he does with them. But we shall see.
I think Borrego is the perfect guy for somebody like Trey. And looking at a guy who, everybody's complained about, and even Big Q can't hold back his disappointment no more with Hawk. But I think Borrego is the type of coach that can draw plays to get those guys involved and help Trey's game grow. Trey is not Paul George. You know what I'm saying? He's not Kevin Durant. You can't just give him the ball and he just gonna create all this. That's not him.
His dribbling is, I don't want to see him
need a lot of work. He dribbled.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I know we talk about Jordan Hawkins not having a handle. Like, I'm looking at Trey and I'm like, dude.
But the irrational
really,
confidence,
really
Lex,
huh?
the irrational confidence is what's getting me. His dribbling is not there. I mean, he could cross some people, get a nice little cross hitter, but he's like dribbling into traffic and think he's just going over people. And so I'm like, man, what you doing?
And then he folds like a chair. Like, can you be a little bit stronger with the ball when you go up and know that contact is coming? Like, I think that's my problem, because he's done that many a times. He's gone into where the defense collapses and he keeps going up. Like, dude, if you have 2 people or 3 people collapsing on you, you don't know to dish. Like, that would be the best thing for you to do. But a lot of times he either does it late or he just goes up into the double or triple teams and he gets it blocked. Tonight, I mean, we saw it. They overturned when he went up into Draymond.
6
You know what I'm
turnovers.
saying? He stuck his elbow out there, and I felt like the contact happened simultaneously, but once they showed it at a different angle, I was like, dang, Trey. I mean, I saw it, you know. I'm a ref, man, so I saw it. You know, you put your elbow in his neck before Draymond, because Draymond was not going straight up. He had his arms down, but again, you know, the elbow in his neck happened first. And so because that happened first, it's like, well, you can't call that on Draymond. So as much as it pains me to say that, because I don't really care for that dude, but you know, that's the stuff that Trey's been doing. Just going up, and it's like, dude, that wasn't a great situation because you made yourself small. You did not get big. You made yourself small. You can't do that when you're going into the paint. You can't have the ball like around your neck. You have to have that thing up. You know what I'm saying? When you're going into the paint, you got to have it go up and go into the contact. And because right now, when he's going up in there, he looks skittish. He looks like he's not he's insecure about going in the paint because his body's just saying, "Hey, I'm scared." That's what it looks like. I'm not saying that that's what it is, but that's what it looks like. So.
Yeah, I definitely can see that, and I think he's battling with just the idea of like right now he's supposed to be our lead. He's supposed to be the man right now with Zion not out there, and he's trying to walk that line of I guess taking the lion's share of the shots, and he don't kind of know how to go about it. And they not always looking for him. It's just a lot of things are disjointed. You know, they're still freestyling out there. There's no clear direction, no identity. So with all of that going on, when with Zion there and seeing what James Borrego does with him, I don't think we should move Trey. I think this can come together. And his skill set, I think, can very well complement Zion. I mean, he's a lights out 3-point shooter.
You know what?
I
Have
don't
you
want
feel
to
like
get rid of any
he's been
shooters
letting
as
it go
long as I
though?
got Zion. Huh?
Do you and Big Q feel like he's been letting it go? Because I feel like he hasn't been doing that like he's done in the
He
past.
he had a few games where he's done that. Like maybe about 2 or 3 games. Obviously, he had 40. Another game where he had 35, right? And I don't know what he had Friday. I think it's probably like 30. But he had some games where he was letting it go from behind the arc. And when I saw him get that 40-point game, I was like, see, that's the Trey I want. He kind of simplified his game. He wasn't trying to do all that ball handling and attacking too much, the over dribbling shit. When
Yeah.
it was playing off of him, he was making a play. He was putting it up. But it's like now he sees spacing. He trying to attack space. Man, shoot the damn ball. Like what
But you know what?
just overthinking it and trying to make things way harder than they should be for his
Yeah,
skill.
letting the game come to him. I
That's
think
it.
he's struggling with that. But Don Guillory pointed out something. Trey can't handle being the focal point. The Warriors really exposed that.
Yeah, you're
They
right.
really exposed that.
Yeah.
They crowded that dude. They rushed him. They were trying to speed him up. Like there was like Trey really needs, because if every team sees that, it's like, oh shoot, that's what we have to do. Like, because this dude, like, and that's why I was saying, like, you can clearly see, like, Trey may not be, we know he's not a one, that number one guy. We know that. But it makes you question, hey man, he may not be the two either. Because if, you know, for someone,
You don't have to be.
yeah, but the thing is, I mean, again, if you have Zion out and they're looking for that next man up, he should be able to handle a double team. But clearly, the way the Warriors really crowded him, like that's a whole new world. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole new world. That's big time right there. That's star type attention. You know, when you see that you're getting double teams, you have to be able to handle that. And that's something that he's not used to. So that's another thing. And plus, I mean, obviously, If they're rushing him, that means he's trying to put that ball down on the floor. And it's like, oh, barbecue chicken. Oh, this dude done put the ball on the ground and he can't dribble. You know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously. I know they saw that.
You think Trey? Do you think he could ever improve in that aspect of being able to handle that type of pressure?
Right now, like it looks like he's gone backwards.
That's a Borrego question, DC. Because that's what you ask Borrego, Lex, because it'll be up to him to figure that out.
Hold on. Off topic real quick, but I gotta say this because I'm strolling on Twitter a little bit. Somebody's putting out this Stern. I don't know who Stern is. They're saying Darvin Ham is a name to watch in the Pelicans head coaching search.
What?
Have any of y'all heard some shit?
That's fake news, bro.
Yeah, that is.
I've seen multiple people say it, man.
DC, you got.
Are any of them credible, DC? Bro, we ain't talking about DC getting this news from Europe, bro. Stop that, bro. That's not real stuff over there, bro.
You gotta stay focused, DC. Stay.
DC getting this news from South America and Europe, man. That's where you're getting this news from, DC. That's misinformation, brother.
I've heard crazier things, man. I hope you're right.
You got a podcast like that, don't you? You got a podcast.
Oh, goodness gracious. We are we're realists, DC. We need to stick with the truth, nothing but the truth.
How dare DC throw that misinformation up in here and mess up a good conversation? How dare you do that, man?
Hey, man, I'm just saying, this word on the street, man.
Dang, they play OKC.
On these Twitter streets.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lex.
Yeah, Sam Cassell. I wouldn't mind Sam Cassell, but I think Malone. If the goal is trying to build around Zion, hey, you may want to go with Malone. Now, I'm not against like a Sam Cassell, because that would be nice. But I mean, we know that Malone is proven. We know what Malone did with Jokic, and we know that he can really, really help Zion and Queen. Like he would be great for both of them. So, especially with Queen and his passing abilities, and then Zion, you know what I'm saying? Just because that's what he did with Jokic. He put, the ball in Jokic's hands and let him do his thing. So that's what they need to be talking about for real.
All right, there you go. Yeah, DC, I was looking up this stuff. I see you got from Substack. That's what you get from Ian Begley.
Me neither, Pelican.
Oh, dang. Call him out.
That's somebody else. It's Ian Begley. Like there's somebody Stern is saying it. I don't know who the Stern cat is, but it's multiple little,
Who you got, DC? Who you talking about? You got reputable sources on that?
Is Ian reputable? I don't know, man. I don't know if
it's who?
Ian, this cat you talking about reputable.
Begley?
Begley,
yeah. I've heard of Ian Begley. He does a lot of stuff up north New York, the New York media. So
yeah, you can't.
He said it, I'm looking at the article right now. I'm messing with DC. I pulled it up and just showing this is from Hoops Hype is showing it that he emerges as a candidate for the Pelicans head coaching job or somebody they won't talk to. Bucks assistant coach Darvin Ham. I'm told it's a name to watch in the Pelican search. Teammate, my former ESPN teammate Ian Begley reported this week that former UConn coach and Nets interim coach Kevin Ollie, long admired by Dumar's top aide Troy Weaver, is another potential candidate. These are just people they could possibly be interviewing once everything is going or whatever, however the search goes. But if you're Joe Dumars, you're evaluating James Borrego, but at the same time, I know they're going to put a list of people together. I'm not a person that's a supporter of Darvin Ham, man. I don't think he's that good of a head coach.
He's not.
I don't
like. You don't know X's and O's.
Him and Willie Green would probably be on the same line to me. Him,
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
And Kevin Ollie, who had success in college. I don't know if that would translate to the pro game. I know he's a smart coach, but if you're the Pelicans and I got a question though, fam. This is the thing that really that probably would be, and I've been thinking about this for a while with these coaching searches, is that when the Pelicans have a history of once they sign coaches, I don't see them going like back to back getting because Malone ain't coming cheap. Malone is not gonna, because he's a championship coach. And if you're a championship coach, you got a certain price tag. Or is the Pelicans in particular, is Gail Benson, who right now is on some conservative stuff. This is not really a rumor, but it's actually a fact that the Pelicans are switching from what they were liberal spending, what they did under David Griffin. There were various rumored reports that are actually pretty solid that talked about the fact that the Pelicans spent a lot of money under David Griffin. And they're kind of switching from the liberal spenders that they were with David Griffin under Joe Dumars. They are looking to get a little bit more conservative. Now, when the time comes, will she open up her purse and allow Joe Dumars to hire the coach that he wants? Now, you can these names, Darvin Ham, Kevin Ollie, or any of these other people. I'm not mad at the names, some of these names, because they're just potential candidates that they just got on the line. But when it come down to it, if you want to win a championship in the city, you got to go and get the right coach that command that respect. I don't see that from Ham. I don't see that from Kevin Ollie. You got to get somebody reputable with a resume. So that's the only my question to y'all guys is, you in DC and the chat, shout out to the fam. Y'all hit that like button, fam. Let me ask y'all this. Do she open up the purse for a Malone? I'm gonna have to look up what Malone salary what would Malone command? What would Mike Malone command in terms of dollars to be the coach of the Pelicans, right? That's the question. And will she be willing to pay?
We gotta look at least the second tier or first tier level coach's salary. This dude's got a championship. Even when he was fired, it was in a winning season. He's been a perennial winner with the Denver Nuggets for a while. So I think at least like that second tier wouldn't be no less. But we would have to look up coaches' salaries, at least. Well, I would, because I'm not sure exactly what they make.
Well, I can give you the list currently. Steve Kerr right now is reported as the top one at 17.5 a year. Popovich was 17. Spoelstra's 15. Tyronn Lue is 15. Michael Malone, that's Mike Malone, $12 million.
Yeah, I was thinking about like 10 million.
12 million. Doc Rivers is 11.
That range.
Tibbs was 11. Budenholzer was 10. Carlisle at 9. Kidd at 8.5. Nick Nurse at 8.5. So Mike Malone, double digits, 12 million. Will she be willing to spend that on Malone? That's the question to you guys.
I'm gonna be honest, I would love to say yes, but I'm gonna say no. There's nothing in Pelicans history that showed me that they would be willing to spend that. I mean,
you know what?
Mr. Benson would never spend that type of money, and maybe she can. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's like there's nothing that they've ever showed me that they would be willing to spend that type of money. Sean Payton, the only thing you can point to that made them that type of money as a coach, man. And who's the highest paid coach in Pelicans or Hornets history? Who have we paid the most?
I don't know. Byron Scott. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look. Either Monty Williams or Byron. I'm gonna have to look it up. I know
I don't think we paid them that much. I mean, Willie Green was making what, $3 or $4 million a year? That's a big jump to 12. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, Lex.
She the thing is that this whole routine, this trend that she's been doing has not been working. If you were able to give money to a guy who is irresponsible with the money and ill-wise, at least use it for the other direction. Okay, so Yeah, supporters have experienced the negative side of, all the money that you threw away. And you were dumb because you didn't do your due diligence. You let this dude come in and dictate everything, and you got rid of him late. So now what you need to do is you need to, get out of your feelings or whatever. If you really care about this New Orleans Pelicans team, if you care about the supporters, if you care about the community, then you will deliver. You will deliver something that the supporters are owed, honey.
Let me, Lex, let me hold that school of thought right, that train of thought right quick. Let me interject this because the family members asked this. I don't know if this was ever been said, but let me just say it to the fam right now.
Okay.
I got a list of all time that I had to do. Being a little quiet, looking up some stuff, but I got a list for the family members of the all time paying in terms of our head coaches, dating back to from the Pelicans to the Hornets, right? And this is what they come up with. Number one coach that we paid more money to, according to this, was Stan Van Gundy. He signed a 4-year contract back in it was 28 million, and it was estimated at 7 million a year. Elvin Gentry was second. He had a 4-year agreement at 13.7. He made 3.43 mil back in 2015. Monty Williams. His stuff was undisclosed, but they wide reported during his tenure that it was priced between the 3.43 that Elvin Gentry got it, and Byron Scott's money, which was before who was before Monty, at 10 million. They said between 10 and 3. I think it was about 3.3 million that he signed a 3-year extension after his initial contract, and reported a raise back in 2008 because of the performance. They got it at 3.3 mil. Then Tim Floyd, we're going back in the day, fam. He signed a 3-year deal. Tim Floyd, former UNO privateer, college coach. He went to Chicago. That man was all over the place. But 4.8 mil, signed a 3-year contract. Is estimated 1.6 million a season back in 2003. Paul Silas, rest in power to Paul Silas. He had 6, and this going back into the Hornets stuff, 6 mil for a 4-year deal. He had 1.5 mil back in 99. And then Willie Green at 3.6. And that is the list. So at the very top is Stan Van Gundy, signed a 4-year deal estimated at 7 million a year back in 2020.
So Stan Van Gundy, which this is even more insane. Stan Van Gundy is the highest head coach we ever had. And we fired him after 1 year in which Zion looked like an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
You can't.
Which is crazy.
What the hell?
That's why I keep saying they've never really built around him. You know what I'm saying? Because the right coach that was for him, they ended up firing him. That was crazy. All because someone who's not even here anymore didn't want him to be the coach.
Well, that's the thing. He got fired trying to fire Willie. And like we said, remember that Willie Green was a thing. You got to look at it. Willie Green was a thing because after Stan Van Gundy's contract, they had to settle with Van Gundy, and they had to have the Elvin Gentry got terminated too, so they had to pay Stan his money. And then they fired Stan after the first year, and they still had 3 years left on his contract. They had to settle with Stan. He had all of Stan's people. So Willie Green came, and they needed a guy to take the job for cheap. I think he got the job for like $1 million or something like that. It wasn't a lot of money. It was less than $2 million. When he took the initial, signed a 3 or 4 year contract that he had. So it was very cheap, and he took all of the previous guys' assistant coaches as his own. That's how you know it was about the money, because if it wasn't about the money, they could have not only cleared out Van Gundy, got him straight, but cleared out all of his assistants, paid them off, and then you would have to bring in a new head coach and pay new assistants. That's how you know. See, that's not just David Griffin operated like that, because he didn't operate like that in any other place except when he got down here. That's Gail Benson doing that. So they're trying to figure out ways to kind of recycle coaches and all this kind of madness. That's what's going on. So how does she then have a pivot, from the mindset of, okay, if this doesn't work, then we're going to go and pay Mike Malone. Like I just looked up, fam. Malone's money is not cheap. He's going to be double-digit money. If double-digit money for a championship coach. And I ain't talking about a guy removed 5 years. We talking about a man that was 2-3 years removed from a championship. It ain't like he's some old guy that won it 10 plus years ago when the NBA was a little different. This guy just won it recently, so the purse string. So $7 million, according to this fam, was the highest we paid Stan Van Gundy on a 4-year deal. So $10 million, that's 10 to 12 million, another $3 to $5 million a year for a credentialed guy. And then DC, you mentioned second tier guys. I don't know who that might be, but
everybody who not getting paid 15 plus, that will be the second tier. The 15 and up guys, I would say that's first tier.
But y'all really think that Malone would command $15 million a year next year? I don't think so.
He would command at least what he made, 10 to 12, like somewhere around that range.
I would say 10 to 12.
I don't see them falling anywhere below that. So I put him in the second tier. I said it had to be first or second tier. Depending on the money, he'd be a second tier guy. Because there's guys out there from what you said that's getting paid, around that price that's won a championship. Once you win a championship, it's just a certain level that's set that you're just not gonna go below, because nobody else who's in the league that won a championship and getting paid is getting paid below that level for the most part.
This is true.
Frank Vogel is probably the example, but Nick Nurse and Malone to me would be highly comparable.
They said Nick Nurse at 8.5.
So if he had 8.5, maybe you could talk Malone in that range. But you got to put the Pels tax on it, so you might as well round that shit back up to at least 10.
Well, that's what it's going to come down to. But no, we're not trying to run James Borrego out the building yet, man. We're just looking at some of the rumored Ville stuff about some of these
could be a thing too. What if it's a big what if? But what if James Borrego gets all of this right? What if Zion plays at an MVP level? What if we get one of our rookies wins Rookie of the Year or whatever? We just got all of these positives and things to look towards in the future. Does James Borrego get the job?
If let's say like we talked about, like
some of that Spurs offense over here, bro.
Yeah, and we talked about this before because we don't want to discount James Borrego by no means. Imagine, we know you're a smart coach. But what I'm saying is if he does something like takes the Pelicans, make them competitive enough where they get into the play-in and use the play-in to get into the playoffs, and then I ain't gonna say win I would say win a. Yeah, it'd be difficult to do that because you would come in as the 7th or 8th seed into the playoffs. So you would have to beat a 1 and 2 seed if you walk in that, or depending on where you land, because they give them such such a terrible floor to stand on, right? They didn't bring them in at 0-6, where you could say, you know what, I can be able to kind of get these guys together and we could turn this thing around. They bring them in at 2-10, and on the back end of playing against Golden State, OKC, and then Denver on Wednesday. And then you get lighter competition, but at the same time, what a hell of a time for him to become a head coach again in the league. You without your top guy, and you got 3 games remaining of a tough 5-game stretch where you are battling the Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry coming off a 40-point game. And then you got OKC that's literally just beating people ass right now. And then Denver, who's also being solid. So that's a hell of a way to come in as opposed to being given a job at 0-6 where you open up against Charlotte, your former team. So it's a tough thing for him to fill in. But if he can some kind of way brave those waters, fam, and get into the playoffs and the team is competitive and they scaring people, I mean, you might have to make a strong case for James Borrego. But outside of that, man, I don't know. If I have an opportunity to reset, if I'm Joe Dumars' family, I'm not going to make a mistake. I'm going to see if I can go get somebody that's reputable that I can plug in that knows championship ball that'll command that right away. Go ahead, fam. Y'all got it.
No, I just think, and again, nothing against Borrego. I guess my thing, let him prove himself. I mean, he's there. He's the interim coach. But I just know, like, supporters want to get in the playoffs, not just get in the playoffs, but do something in the playoffs. Get to the Western Conference. Just have a chance. And if you're shooting for the stars, it's like, if you're going to do this, be all in. Because I feel like there's been too much straddling the fence with Gale, and obviously when Griff was here, it's been like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, make the commitment. And I think that's been the biggest thing. I don't feel like they've ever really, like, as far as, building around Zion and stuff, I don't feel like that's really been done like all the way. I feel like, yeah, we're doing it a little bit, but not 100%. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, like, if you're going to do it, do it. Okay? It's either yes or no, not maybe. It's either hot or cold, not, it's, mid temperature. Okay? Like, I just think it needs to be more transparent and more just more defined. And really not just that, but along with the identity, the vision, the direction. And I think that's really what all supporters want. Like, what's going on? Where are you going with this? Because I definitely did not want to see the Pelicans losing. They did a lot of losing last season. That's why I was like, look, you all are already delayed, as usual. You did the hurry up and wait thing, and you're 12 games in, or actually 13 now, 13 games in, and you kind of put Borrego in a bind. You know what I'm saying? You even when in the timing that Gail came out with that article trying to deflect, which I really don't like that, because that really shows a whole lot about her trying to put it on Joe. I didn't like that at all. I don't know if anybody else felt that way, but that wasn't really cool. But as soon as that came out, less than 24 hours, Joe's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So
put that high Glock in his lap. Huh?
yeah, it's like, yeah, back at you, chicken head. You know what I'm saying? Like, just covering himself. Like, no, I was waiting for you. Once you gave me that word, though, then we were on and popping. So I just, yeah, definitely give Borrego his chance and everything. I think now that he's in control and he's like that, he's going to be making all the decisions. He doesn't have to go through someone who does not know basketball. And clearly he does. That's a huge plus. But just unfortunately, it's like if this season's going to be salvaged in any way, he's basically put in a position where he has to work fast. He has to get immediate results. Because, I mean, really, that's the situation. It's not just about him proving himself for these next 69 games. You have to think the Derek Queen situation with the pick, that comes into play. You see what I'm saying? Like, that situation, like, we really do need to win. We really do need to do something, or the Pelicans are on the urge of losing that to Atlanta. So there's that situation as well. Like, there is a sense of urgency. And that's why timing is so important. That's why I feel like, as far, even with DeJounte, I know people have mentioned this as far as trading him. Why? when you need experience to try and win, to salvage the season. Like, that's going to be key coming down the stretch if the Pelicans have a chance to make the play-in and possibly get into the playoffs. Honestly, if they do it through the play-in, they really do need to get that 7th seed, because we already know who they're going to be going up against if they do it on the 8th seed. Everybody know who that is, right?
Who is it, Lex?
That's OKC.
OKC. OKC is like 13-1. Ain't nobody catching them. Their identity is too strong, and they are on a high right now. So if the Pelicans play them, no, like I wouldn't even want the AC. I wouldn't want that. It has to be the 7th. It's got to be the 7th, and that's only by way of playing. Now, if they cover some ground and just get in top 6, that's even better. But yeah, first round, AC going up against OKC, hecky no. I mean, I like just the the opportunity for the Pelicans to reach the second round, and I know that's for that's far away from right now, but still, just forward thinking a little bit.
Yeah. The way I see it, as long as they make the playoffs, I don't really think it matters, Lex, because I don't see this team being a contender, no matter what we do or what type of stride they get in. I just don't see them being a championship contender. So,
well, it's easy to say that now, but I mean, they really need to, because of that pick, because of the Derek Queen.
No. I see them being a team that could possibly make the playoffs. But I don't see them as challenging for a championship. I don't know any NBA team in all of watching basketball that they're stumbling and bumbling and just barely even making the playoffs, haven't won a playoff series or nothing, and they just go in
But see, that was
and win a championship.
The whole thing season, man. That's why they needed to get rid of him earlier. We
were supposed to be in the playoffs last year and go there and go through this stage last year, and then this year, possibly had the right pieces and everything, and you can become a contender. But to become a contender, you have to take your lumps. They got to get in the playoffs. They got to challenge an actual competent team.
Already done that. You know what I'm saying?
The Pelicans under this. What players on this team that have really done that or spearheaded that or coach or whatever? Like, I mean, James Borrego and them was on the staff, but they haven't really done that. They've been stuck at the stage of they made it there. They made it there twice, but the players, this ain't even the same structure. Like, this is different teams. So my thing is, when you change the team, you start changing the players, all that kind of starts all over. And the one caveat where you could say that would be different is if Zion was actually a part of that. Zion wasn't a part of none of the playoff teams.
He wasn't.
He gotta get. I mean,
he wasn't a part of the regular season. Even when he was a part of it, he wasn't a part of it.
Not the Suns year, but when they had 49 wins, Zion played the most games he played, other than the one under Stan Van Gundy. So he was very much a part of that. But
it depends on the way you look at it.
He was a part of it till in the plan and everything. It was a part of it till they went to the Thunder series.
No, I'm talking about how he was used. He wasn't being used correctly.
I mean, that's true, but Zion is so dominant.
That's a part of it.
He's so dominant, Lex, at what he does. Even though he wasn't being used correctly, the man still gave you like 23, 7 and 4 on 60-something%. You know what I'm saying? It still was ridiculous, and there's no way they would have even been close to what they did without Zion that year. It wouldn't have happened. They probably wouldn't even made the playoffs without Zion. It would have been another playing team, and maybe would have got there, maybe not, if he didn't play that year. As good as our supporting cast was with you had the knife and you had Dice causing havoc on that bench. Without Zion, none of that shit wouldn't work. Ain't no 49 wins. They probably maybe would have won 38. You could take 10 of the wins away for sure. So with him here now, and with this going, like no matter what we do, we're gonna be in a take our lumps type stratosphere come playoff time. It would take something truly miraculous and like almost never seen before type thing for them to become a contender. So I wouldn't hang my hat on that. And I think them playing the Thunder would actually just be a good test, a good measuring stick to show you how far away you are or what needs to happen. And if Zion is serious about winning and he actually plays in that series and sees, what's my man, I still need to that could be the catalyst to, have him go further or expand his game more because at some point Zion gonna have to start shooting a little bit more. I don't ever want him to be just a shooter, but he got to be able to shoot enough to keep people honest so they can't just clog the paint for him. And I think no matter who he play in the playoffs, I want him to learn that lesson and get that through. Maybe it's something you don't have to like take advantage of all during the regular season, but when the playoff roll around, you got to be able to do that, man, to elevate the team and be able to be a contender or win a championship.
Yeah, estimated return date for Zion is November the 17th, which is tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh.
Yeah, Jordan Poole is estimated November the 21st.
Damn, they pushed his back. I thought his evaluation went great. Pelicans on social media.
That's what they said. Estimated.
So great they pushed it back.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see because we can use both of those guys with James Borrego. That's why we're kind of a little bit more patient now because I want to see what James Borrego does here because him breaking it down. He got in the press conference and talked about finding a balance in between. He said he don't want to slow him down, but we still want to play fast, but we got to find the right tempo. He talked about how Queen was moving the ball and playing with the ball. He's a fan of that. He's a supporter of that. And, Jay Fears, different energy. He wants to force the ball down and blitz you. So he was talking about finding somewhere in between. So that's what it comes down to. But it's a different fact. I know we got kind of beat up bad tonight. Like I said, the team hit 16 more 3-pointers than we did. But I mean, what's really interesting is the fact that Borrego's questioning is real good answers. It's like basketball school. You're listening to him explain what the problem is with the team as opposed to we got to fix this. We got to do this. We got to play with more pace. We got to play with more, all these, just play with these generals. It's just nothingness.
Words.
Nothingness, but weasel words from a little weasel. Yeah. We got a guy here now that can actually try to teach these players what to do. We get Zion back. We get Poole back.
You know right. How many of us would be interested in talking basketball with Willie?
I think that'll be nobody. Maybe his wife would be want to talk basketball.
You would want to talk to Willie.
That's probably the only one. That's because she's forced to, to listen to him because they're married. But now Jordan Poole and Zion Williamson, man, are big additions that we need to have back here. And y'all right on Trey. Trey doing too much. That's the bottom line with Trey. Trey doing too much, man. He really is. He trying to playing with that ego as opposed to being smart and having IQ basketball. Passing the ball, moving the rock, taking them easier shot. Yeah, I know who it is. But we got to get Borrego. Yeah, that's all on Borrego. That's the thing. He is tasked now.
Yeah,
with figuring out how to to get the best out of him. Like we talked about early, how Eves was trying to shoot mid-range shots and taking 3-pointers last year, all this kind of stuff in practice. And then somebody got in his ear and said, man, you need to focus on doing this right now. Focus on getting this right in this part of the game. And he was talking about that in the press conference. Everybody has a role, man. Everybody has a role, and that's a part of the identity matrix. But that's up to Coach Borrego. He's going to have to settle these guys down and find out what's the best role for them to play behind. That's just what it is. Go ahead, Lexxah.
They really do need to put Makovich at the 4. And I would really like to see Zion at the 1. That would be really nice. It really would. You can put Fears next to him or Poole when he gets back, but it's it would just be nice to see that really go with that big lineup, because Carlo is a stretch 4. He's a stretch 4. He's really the only true stretch 4, and that's what's really needed. Remember when Kelly Olynyk was here? Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked. Like I'm like, can we please experiment there? And I hope he sees that, because I mean, we need to rearrange these positions. These positions need to be restructured. And if they're restructured, it is going to really work some wonders. It really is. It's going to allow strengths to be maximized. And then Derek Queen, he feels very comfortable at the 5. You could play around with that as far as with Misi and him at the 5, depending on, particular matchups. But that would be really nice to see, because, like I said, it worked when Kelly Olynyk was here. It really did. I mean, it was really good stuff, and I feel like if that's exploited right there, that's going to be a huge step for this team. It really is. But you have to reconstruct positions, because we all know that Zion is not a 4. Okay? I mean, by now everybody should know that he's not a 4. Oh, back to you, Big Q, DC.
No, people agree with you. We talked about that all the time, about Zion Williamson playing at that point Zion position.
I think
Him and Derek Queen together, DC, would be cool. But what would be your 5, man? What would be your 5? I would sit Herb Jones down, bro, for Sadiq Bey. What you think about that?
I agree. I really feel like Herb and Trey are not really playing the same to me. They seem kind of different. I don't know if it's because they got paid, or they're, it's really gone to their head, or they're just really struggling, or if they're dealing with some type of ailment, but they're just playing different to me. And it could be because the way they're utilized, but definitely Trey, everything that he's been doing has been very concerning to me. It really has. I just feel like, like you said, Big Q, he is doing too much.
He's doing too much.
He can't dribble.
Nope.
His dribbling, it seemed like it last season, it was trying to get better. And now it's like, okay, dude, what happened? Like, now it's like you've taken like 5-10 steps back. You can't even handle it. Like, I think really what Trey needs to do is you need to work on 1 dribble into your jump shot.
Right.
2 dribbles into your jump shot. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay. Stick to KISS. Okay. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. That's what, yes. It's
Well, that's a Willis mantra.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you sometimes less is more. And I think because he's trying to over dribble, I think he learned that from CJ, from Brandon, trying to get into his bag and stuff. And it's like, dude, you don't have to do that. Like, you really do need to, like, the whole purpose of the dribble is to create space. Once you've created that space, there's no need for the dribble. And a lot of guys, even at the pro level, do not understand that. If the space is there and it's in your shooting range, guess what? The whole purpose is to be able to get enough space to shoot the ball. If that space is there, dude, you need to be shooting. You need to pop that sucker up in their eye. Okay? Because that's the only, other than the fact that, the purpose of the dribble is obviously you can't travel. The other purpose is to create space. It's those two things. That's the only reason for the dribble. If you can't get where you need to get to within 0 to 3 dribbles, dog, what are we doing?
Straight up.
You are over dribbling. Move the daggone ball. One Mississippi, move that sucker. You don't have anything. Move it and then move your body off the ball. Once you pass it, cut. Get the ball again. One Mississippi. You don't have anything, move it again. But over dribbling is not the answer. And that kills me with a lot of guys on every level, whether it's 6th graders or pro level. It's like, dude, that's too much dribbling. You're not doing anything. The defense is sitting. The defense is stagnant. You need to get the defense moving. How do you get the defense to move? You move the ball. You get the defense to shift. Once they start shifting, they start scrambling. The ball moves faster in the air than it does when you put it on the ground. It's the laws of physics. I need you to know that. Once the defense gets shifting, guess what? You get a wide open shot every single time. It works. I've seen it. But these are just basic things.
Yeah, we gotta. This is something, like I said, Coach Borrego is gonna have to put it together, man. I think he got a guy. He got to figure this out, man. He got all the time in the world. DC, close out, bro.
Yeah, man. I like the Lex thoughts on having a true stretch forward. I think that's one of the things that we're missing. Carlo could possibly be that, and if we do move on from DeJounte, or you still got Jose. I don't know what we're doing with him. You got Hawk. I think that's something that we could possibly add to this team very easily. But who do we move for that? I don't know. If Carlo isn't that guy. If Carlo is, then it's still like, what other ways do we fill out the roster? Are we keeping DeJounte Murray? You know, how does he fit in this whole thing? And as far as your question about the starting lineup, I like to see. I don't care about Zion actually being listed in the position as the one, but I would like him to be the main facilitator, and along with Derek Queen being like a secondary facilitator. And then you also have, Jordan Poole. I don't know if we're gonna run him as a 6-man. But he definitely needs to close, with the starting lineup if he isn't starting, and if you're going to put Fears out there. But, man, how do they all play together? I don't know. But with Zion out there, I want to maximize all the shooting. So I'm kind of torn between Fears still starting or putting Jordan Poole out there with him, because I want as much shooting out there as possible with Zion. And I ain't mad at Lex with throwing Carlo. At least have a lineup where he's the stretch forward. Maybe we could start him at the 4
and that's
and
what
see
I'm
what
talking
happens, because he can shoot and he provides rebounding. He can rim run really well. And as you've seen, like even this game, Carlo is not really a bad defender. So it's like the more I watch him, it's like, man, why we just had this dude sitting on the bench? He could have been being utilized so many different ways.
Well, DC, he's I would say probably your most athletic big, man, no doubt about it.
Yeah, you definitely can say that. But I think Queen, it didn't come off well tonight, him starting, man, but I thought that was a hell of a decision by Borrego, and I thought it was an intelligent decision. But I really want to see what it looks like with Zion, and I think that'll really make it look like what I think it can be. But he got to be more aggressive, man. And the last thing I want to say about Trey, I think Trey's problem, I remember one of my partners was telling me when Trey first started taking off, he's like, man, see, Trey going to be a superstar. And I'm like, nah. I think he could be an all-star, or he can, but usually guys who are superstars, they have like a certain mentality, just like a certain way that they've always played the game. When they stepped out there, they always looked at themselves as being the best player on the court. And Trey, to me, never came across as a guy like that. So I don't know if he's going through something right now where he's trying to force himself to have that type of mentality, or what he's trying to do. But he's just not. I think Trey needs to be more selfish. He's not selfish enough when it comes to just scoring the basketball. And scoring the basketball the way you've always scored the basketball, you know. And I think he needs a few creators out there with him. Like Trey ain't the type of player that's gonna get it on his own, but he should be. If you give him the ball and he's in position, you know, put it up. You know what I'm saying? All this overthinking shit and trying to create these extra opportunities, like you said, Lex. You already have the space. Just shoot it.
Yeah.
You're 6'10". Like there's very few people can block your shot. Like what are you doing? You're not 6'5". You're not 6'4".
And he has
just get to your spot and shoot it.
Too.
Huh?
He has tendencies of playing small.
He plays really small.
Sometimes
like
he doesn't play like he's 6'10", just like what you said. And that's irritating. What's going on? We watching the game or something?
There's a highlight I had playing.
Oh, okay. You did you want to share it with us?
No, my bad. That was accident.
Oh, okay. But yeah, for him to be 6'10", watching him play. Oh.
Boy, Lex love that boy. We had no pineapple guitar playing while you've been out.
Gracious.
Get
Yeah, he's gotta play big, man. Play like you're 6'10". Play like you're 6'10". Stop playing small. Like, you know, it's like one thing, like just looking at Kevin, man, he just rises up and just he's just a sniper, man. It's like, I'm like, dude, you're right there. Pull up and just like can that thing over people. Like, I just wish he would do that more, because it's almost like he's afraid, like if guys are too close to him, it's like, Trey, a lot of guys will not be able to block your stuff. They won't. Like they because if you look at how guys, you know, even when they're closing out, that angle would not allow them. You're going straight up and down on your shot, and they're closing out at an acute angle. Okay, just a little bit of geometry, but it's going straight up and down and having that type of angle, they're not going to be able to block anything. So why not let it go? And I wish he would do that more. I actually said that last season, the season before. He doesn't do that enough. It's like like opponents know that if they close out on him, that he's going to put the ball on the ground. He's not just going to rise up and shoot over them. And I think that's a problem. It's like, dude, like they know that you're not going to do that. I guess maybe it makes them feel uncomfortable, but they know his tendencies. That's just something that he does.
Right.
But it would be nice if he would just take a gamble like, look, they closing out on you, still rise up and hit that thing and let them bump you. Man, let me tell you something. Steph, how tall is Steph? Steph Curry?
6'3",
like
6'4".
6'4".
Okay, let me tell you something. I don't care who's closing out on him. He's putting that ball up. And he's letting people hit him, and he's.
You saw he shot one over Wemby. Lex, you saw that? He shot it over Wemby while he's closing out and looked at him. Like, he looked at him while the ball was going in. It's crazy.
Curry gets big with his shot, and it's like, dude, if Curry can do that at 6'3", and just let it go and just. Like, hey, because he ain't scared to be like, look, dude, hey, I hope you hit me so I can get make the 3-point shot and go to the line. Be greedy, Trey. Be greedy and rise up. Let them bump you. Let them hit you on the hand and stuff, on the elbow. He should be getting those type of calls. If he rises up like that, that's what he would be getting. He would be getting at least 3 attempts or make the 3 and go get the 4th point. That's a great situation. We need that from that dude. Instead of him putting the ball on the ground, I would rather him do that than put the ball on the ground.
All right. We're going to leave it right there, fam. Man, we got another one coming up tomorrow, fam. We got one
we
coming
gotta
up
be right
tomorrow.
back here.
You got to be up here tomorrow.
We'll be up here for 2 hours tomorrow.
Yeah. Another tough one tomorrow, this time around against
We
the.
gonna wait.
What time does the game start?
Let's see.
Go ahead, DC. What you got? Tomorrow it's at 7:00, Lex.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
7 Central.
Are we winning or losing tomorrow, family?
DC, didn't you answer that already?
I didn't say nothing. I'm asking y'all.
Okay. Well, what is the matchup?
What?
I say what I think. I didn't say for sure.
Okay, I would have to say that's a loss, dude. I got to get that a loss. That team is playing really good, man. The Pelicans are not. I mean, they can do a better effort, but I would have to say no to that.
Put $100 on the Pelicans for the money line.
I'm putting 100 on them, Lex.
It's 90.
The matchup indicator says 90.
It's 90 plus. It's 90 plus.
I have never seen this shit in my life. 90
the probability that you'll win.
They got less than 9. They got less than 10%. Look at that. Look at that matchup
you know what?
indicator.
That's even with oh, they said he's gonna be out on the 17th, or did they change it?
Oh, Zion?
Yeah.
They say
estimated return date.
He was a game time decision tonight, so
that's right.
Okay, I got
and Borrego did say that he was close.
Back soon.
So yeah. So there you go.
Okay. Well, hopefully, you know what? It would be nice. It would be nice to get the win. But golly, man, the OKC is just so disciplined. They so disciplined and have such a strong identity, have a strong system. Everybody understands their role. They just click on everything: defense, offense, rebounds.
They're turning you over.
Yeah.
Playing the passing lane.
Yes. Oh, make shooting threes. They gonna hit
hitting
a lot
free
of
throws.
threes.
Master the art of getting the referees to give them the call at the lines, so they get to the foul line and converting free throws.
Have everything going for them.
Everything. Yeah.
I mean, and really, that's not just the refs giving them anything. The OKC is that good, man. They move the ball well, and they fight even when they're down.
Mm-hmm.
Like they all of them have that dog about them. Every single last one of them. Everybody knows the assignment.
Yep.
And the Pelicans just don't have all dogs on the team, you know. So
if they do, they blind. They don't know where to bite.
Yeah. The only way the Pelicans win is if OKC don't show up.
Which that they overlook the Pelicans.
Yeah. And for them to be as young as they are, I mean, like I said, they just so disciplined. Like I don't see them doing that.
Mm-mm.
And if they do for a little bit, it's like, hey, let's tighten up, get refocused, and they go out there and handle business.
Second half, this SmackDown.
Yeah, they do because they turn it up in the second half.
Yep, they adjust well. Yeah, if you blitz them and you surprise them in the first half, they're gonna adjust in the second half and make it a game.
Yeah,
Dagnault. It has them.
Adjuster.
Yeah, he has them playing really good football. So I mean basketball. Excuse me. I was looking at the Brown stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
But I mean, I think at a certain point,
the Ravens won. I seen that, Lex.
Yeah.
At a certain point, a
praise
team.
the Lord. How many wins in a row is that?
4 in a row. Is it?
All right. Well, what they say, Stacey? They said 4 in a row.
I think that's 4 in a row. I don't
want to hear nothing about the Ravens till the playoffs, man.
All right, go ahead, DC. Finish up, bro.
I mean, I don't want to hear about the Saints until they.
You won't.
That's fine. We'll be back next year.
You won't hear a damn thing about the Saints until 3 years from now.
We want to pick right now.
You know what? But you got to pick the right people, though.
And you got to train them up and fit them in your system. It's more than just drafting people. You got to make it work.
Got to build a culture and all that. But look, with the Thunder, I'm saying at some point, you know, they got to lose every once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, they lost against Portland.
So
bro,
you picking
lost against Portland. That's one team. They're not about to go 80-2. You know what I'm saying? Why not us?
Okay,
we don't necessarily have to be the better team, but we can be the better team.
I think DC just want to hear self-talk right now. DC,
why not us?
Okay, are they winning tomorrow?
Dang, no, they ain't God. Why not us?
Are they going to win tomorrow? Are the Pelicans beating OKC tomorrow?
I'm gonna put it like this, man. I'm gonna put it like this. Wait, let me move my hair because Lexxah, I'm talking on my neck. But
move your hair.
Yeah, my hair was on my neck. I got long hair, whatever. But I think the Pels can get a win against the Thunder for the simple fact.
I didn't get that.
You know what? You sound like
totally didn't
Perkins and that other girl and that other girl.
Can I say why?
And that other dude.
You got to move his hair so he can talk.
Because somebody got to say. Somebody got to go with the other team.
Can I say why?
You know what I'm saying?
Can I say why?
Just said something about moving your hair, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I wasn't finished talking.
Go on and say.
Okay, go ahead.
The Pelicans
say what you gotta say, baby.
The Pelicans can win for the simple fact.
That was good, Lex. I caught that.
That they have a Zion.
Okay.
We got a Zion, man.
If he plays, DC, if he plays.
And he's just coming back. You know what I'm saying? So
you ain't expecting him to be under restriction when he come back?
You know what? I ain't trying to hear about no restrictions
no more.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just letting y'all know.
And that's the other thing, man. We got a Zion, and we haven't seen a Zion without a Willie Green.
Okay,
this is a point. This is a point, but I still don't think
this could be a whole. Can we ban some words from the show?
It could be. It could be. It could be.
Words we're not talking about anybody's force anymore.
Pace.
We're not playing with any force.
Well, Lex, I hate the.
Yeah, James Borrego said we got good human beings here. So I mean,
look,
he did.
Okay.
He also said that
you know what we still doing.
You
know what we gotta kill these seeds.
Yeah, his force is different though.
Negative seeds have been planted on some of these people, and we gotta abandon this stuff.
You know, old habits.
I don't know, Lex. I think this the green guy was using shit out of context. I think it's different when Borrego uses it because he can actually employ those philosophies and turn them into something successful, as opposed to that other guy was just talking out the side of his neck without hair.
You got his Star Wars talk from James Borrego?
No, I'm just saying that's not Star Wars talk. That people use that, coaches use that kind of speak all the time.
Either you hear me?
Nah, nobody. James ain't said nothing about no joy.
I ain't trying to hear nothing about no joy.
I think he said he enjoyed his, with his coach, but that's false.
That's not the same word.
Enjoyed versus joy. That's something different. I don't know how you can invoke that. I don't know how you can invoke that to be something.
I mean, the only joy I'm thinking about is what he's done for me. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all got that.
DC didn't.
I get joy when I think of that.
How the hell you know what I got? Never.
I get joy when I think of that. I get joy.
Look at y'all hear Lex swing. People love to hear Lex sing. We got to turn the mics off and let Lex sing. Let Lex sing.
Man, what you talking about? Passion, Marlon. Violence. That's what we're going to hear.
Yes.
Violence. Speed and violence.
Yes. Speed and violence. Yes.
That's how James won't play.
Yes.
Speed
that's
and
how. Yes. That's what
he said.
That's what I want to hear.
Let's throw some intelligence in there too.
To my squad, but I was like, Lex, they sixth graders.
Let's mix a little intelligence in that speed and violence too.
I think the Pels could get one, man. I think we can catch the Thunder by surprise.
You didn't answer the question. You
didn't expect much out of us.
So you think they're gonna beat them? Are they going to win tomorrow? The Pelicans? Yes or no?
Nigga, are you deaf?
Oh,
I'm asking.
What I just said?
Asking straight up question, bro.
Now I cannot believe you said that about my brother.
All that's coming up. It's
I
all right.
refuse that.
I just said,
I
I think the Pels
We are
get a
banning the
minimum.
N-word.
Hey, bro.
That came from a brother that was super light told me that, brother. I don't know if that
Hey,
consider
I'm
that
talking to
like
you, man.
very racial.
Talking to
That a
you.
brother as light as DC said that word.
Look at this goddamn picture up here.
What
That boy
picture?
DC light bright, man.
Look, you light as hell, man. What is you talking about?
Bro, that's a cartoon representation.
Man,
What
Well,
do
that's
you
you
mean?
you.
know what?
All right, we got to
I'm-
get up out
I
of here,
thank,
man.
I thank God for my
DC crazy,
elevation.
out of his mind.
I ain't drunk no victory all Hartford. We lost tonight, bro. What you talking about?
DC done drunk too much victory oil.
We lost tonight. I ain't drunk no victory.
You've been
oil.
drinking too much victory oil, my brother. I don't want to
You
hear
see,
none of
he
this.
ain't not only drinking victory,
We
all
gonna
he's smoking it
respect-
too.
We gonna respect each
Now,
other
see,
up in here.
You with this
You
smoking,
know what
bro. I
I'm
think you
saying?
got a habit over there.
DC not only Lexi not only drinking it, be burning it and smoking it too. That's what's going on with DC. We gonna
All
leave
they say
it
you
alone.
the color of
And he
Sammy
greasing his
Sosa,
hair with
dog.
it. Sammy
And then
Sosa.
he wants to talk about stories on how he shot the sheriff.
But I didn't
But he
shoot that goddamn deputy, Lex. I ain't
But
shoot
yeah, I was
I
going.
Hey,
ain't-
we
I ain't shoot
we
that
we
damn
gone,
deputy,
man.
now.
We getting silly now. We
I
gone.
was gonna get on that mic.
Listen,
I was gonna
listen,
get on that.
All right,
We go-
Hartford, you know what? You got me, bro. I'm definitely high off that Willie Green pack.
All right, so listen, fam, we're gonna get out of here on that.
We
We're gonna come
smoking
back
on Willie
tomorrow.
Green, yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow on PPR, man. We'll be back to recap the OKC and Pels matchup. DC says it's gonna be a win. Is he smoking vitriol? Is
Yes, he's
and
smoking
weed and every
on
damn thing else? We
That's
shall
just
see
nasty.
tomorrow.
That's
Something
just
that you
nasty.
All right,
just
so
demonic.
with that
Smoking
being
You just
said,
stop it, Mom.
That's
Stop
nasty.
it.
we gonna get
Stop
on
it.
out of here. Much
Okay.
love. Y'all
Get
hit
on
that
out.
like button, hit that
Put that
subscribe
victory all
button,
in some cookies or something, man.
and we go holler at them on the next one.
He's talking
Much
about
love.
edibles.
Peace. We out.
Peace.
Much love.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with the WhoDatDaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit the WhoDatDaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation. Stay in the NO, you stay in the know.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below or